being meditative, we're working with the cause more than the effect, trying to do something. It's a common belief that I hear a lot of, oh, but I can't be still. And you need to sit still with a stick up your butt in a perfect lotus position, and then you're meditating. And you don't need to be still. Like, particularly, it's detrimental in the beginning if you try to be still. Think of it as like, your mind is like this wild beast, and then you're trying to contain it. What's it going to do? It's going to fight and push against.
Yeah, it's just in a way, meditation is not doing something, is stop doing anything you're doing. It's stop doing. And then meditation is the logical consequence or being meditative. And it's so funny when I just go back in my practitioner career where where meditation was something I did, like, oh, now I have to do meditation. And it really felt like this. Just sitting down or standing or moving, it can be in everything you do, and trying to do meditation. And this is not working. It's yeah, it's like you mentioned before, it's chasing the rainbow. You will never get it. It's you just try to grab it and you just grab through because there
Mm,
is nothing to hold on. It's not a thing.
mm,
It's, yeah, like you mentioned before, it's just awareness of experience.
mm.
And the
So
harder we try, the more we fail.
yeah, and we can bring that awareness to anything that we're doing. And that way, then we don't get stuck into it is an action, because then we disconnect it from life. I did this for a long time, of like, when meditation was a practice of doing for me, and I wasn't really meditating, but I thought I was I'm doing the meditation. It doesn't mean that you can't sit still and be quiet and all of those things, but the truth here is that you're not doing all of that. You're being with that. And so that means that then you can do anything and be with that. So you can move your body and be meditative by bringing your awareness to particular things. It could be the feeling of what's happening in your body, it could be just your hand, it could be what you see, it could be there's a gateway through any of your senses. Now, the challenge that might happen is then you want to do something then with all of those experiences again, and on it will go, of like, oh, I feel a pain, or I feel my stomach is doing this, or I'm having these thoughts, or something that's here. I want to do something with it. What I often say to this is that it's like you want to control your heartbeat. If your heartbeat starts to elevate or change and you want to try and do something with it, what's that going to do? It's going to stir your heart up even more. And then it's going to start to beat faster. So then you try and do something with, and this is what happens, is like we get caught in this cycle of doing, rather than like, okay, my heart is beating. Okay, I can be with this. This is my meditation now. I can just watch it beat, not try to do anything. I'm being meditative with it. What is happening? I can observe that. And and so this is a a clearer gateway into being meditative with all of the things, rather than trying to continually do something.
Yeah, it remembers me in my career as a road cyclist, where all my training was fixed on heart rate monitoring and all that stuff. Yeah, it's just you watch the heart rate on the monitor going up, and then you try to control it in a specific area. And the harder you try, the more you disconnect from your body, and the less you train. Because you stress your system that much, instead of just being aware and like, okay, now heart is going up. Okay, just allow it to flow.
Mm,
And from this space, the heart will naturally regulate anyway when we're not pushing against or trying to change it.
mm.
And with that, training gets so much more efficient if we don't judge what's happening and trying to change. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When we're working with being meditative, we're working with the cause more than the effect.
Yeah.
And that's, like if we go back to that analogy of if you want to control your heart rate, it is possible, but you have to understand all of the cause factors that lead to your heart doing what it does. And
Yeah.
that takes a lot of awareness. You
Yeah.
need you need to become aware of how my thoughts start to affect my heart rate, my emotions, how my interaction with different sensations. Anytime, if as soon as you start to become meditative, you see that you start to engage with those things, or let's say you have a sensation that comes up that's uncomfortable, and then you react to, oh, that's uncomfortable, I've got to do something about it, and all that. So you get pulled out of that awareness state, and then your heart will start to then do what it does as an effect of that. But then if we can keep coming back to the cause of what is linked to that effect, then actually, the funny paradox is that we're letting go of control to gain ultimate control.
Yeah.